Hello, everyone. Today's topic is iPhone 17. The world keeps moving forward, and now even SIM cards have changed. Master, SIM cards? Oh, you mean a new credit card? I already registered my MasterCard on my iPhone and say priceless, you know? That's a credit card, not a SIM card. A SIM card is a tiny chip inside your phone that stores your phone number and carrier information. Master? Oh, that tiny thing you pop out with a toothpick? One time I tried to swap to a cheaper SIM after drinking, dropped it, and washed it in the bath before putting it back. Works great. You should never wash a SIM card. And that physical card? iPhone 17 won't use it anymore. Master? What? So without a SIM, it's like an amusement park gate with no tickets? Nobody can get in? Well, something like that. Instead, it uses eSIM. The E stands for electronic. Information is written directly inside the phone. Master? Wow. It lives inside the phone like a tiny fairy. More like a tiny online clerk. It's convenient. You can switch carriers without swapping cards. And when traveling abroad, you can set it up online and instantly use local networks. Master? Amazing. Then when I go to Hawaii, I can get Aloha eSIM. Exactly. But here's the important point. Before you buy an iPhone 17, you must switch your current SIM to an eSIM. Master, so if I just say one iPhone 17 please, at the store, they'll say no SIM for you, and I can't use it? They won't take you out, but you'll have an iPhone that can't make calls. Master, that's terrible. I'll switch to eSIM before buying then. That's right. Contact your carrier and have them issue an eSIM so your iPhone 17 will work smoothly. Master, but if it's so convenient, isn't there a catch? Good question. If you set it up wrong, you might not get service. Or if you lose your phone, it takes time to reissue. But you don't lose cards anymore, and switching between multiple lines is much easier. Master, so it has lots of benefits. Yes, and that's why. With iPhone 17, it's all about eSIM, the excellent SIM.
Hello everyone, thank you for lending me your ears today. Welcome to my little tech storytelling corner. Tonight's bout on the Grand Sumo Ring features two grand champions of the smartphone world. In the East corner, Apple's iPhone 17 Pro Max. In the West corner, Google's Pixel 10 Pro XL. Both have entered the ring, and all the tech fans are leaning over the straw bales, wondering, which one is stronger? Which one will throw the other? First up, the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is the champion of video and selfies. It comes with ProRes RAW support and a square-shaped front sensor. Horizontal, vertical, no need to spin the phone. Snap, it's done. Inside, the A19 Pro chip and a vapor chamber cooling system keep it cool even during long gaming bouts. And storage? 2 terabytes. It's practically a warehouse in your pocket. On the other side, Pixel 10 Pro XL, the grand champion of AI and photos. Its magic cue pops up relevant info right in your messages or calls. ProRes Zoom uses generative AI to clean up distant signs. Auto Best Take merges everyone's best face into one perfect photo. And the new Material 3 Expressive UI. Colors and motions are smooth and natural, earning praise for being so clear and easy to use. So, if you want to shoot and store loads of video or game for hours, choose the iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you want flawless photos, AI tricks, and a pleasant UI, the Pixel 10 Pro XL may be your match. Even the smartphone ring has entered the era of individuality. Yotaro, Master, which one should I pick? Master, first learn how to actually use the phone. Laughs. Yotaro, I can make calls, but when you say AI this, AI that, I still don't know which one to choose. Master, all right then. Vanilla ice cream or apple? Which do you like today? Yotaro, it's been hot lately, so I'm tempted by vanilla ice cream. But right now, I feel like a natural apple. Then it's decided. Go with the iPhone 17. Yotaro, what? Why? Vanilla ice cream is the codename for Android OS 15, Pixel 10's heart. Apple, of course, is Apple. You said Apple, so deep down you're in the mood for Apple's iPhone 17. Yotaro. I'm still not sure I follow, but okay, I'll take the Apple. I mean the iPhone 17. Master. Right. You've probably been thinking of fruit parfaits again. Apple slices sitting right on top of vanilla ice cream. Master. And with that, folks, our story has come full circle. And Oato ga yoroshii yodi. And that's the punchline. Hello everyone, thank you for lending me your ears today. Tonight's story is about Japan's cashless society. These days, it's Apple Pay, PayPay, Line Pay. Pay everywhere. It's a time when your phone is heavier than your wallet. Master, cashless is supposed to be convenient, right? The other day at a convenience store, the clerk asked me, "Which pay will you use?" I said, "Huh? I only know PayPay." And the clerk said, "Cash only, please." I got turned away. That's exactly the problem. Japan's cashless payments are supposed to be convenient, but they're too complicated. Even within one service, sometimes the shop scans you, sometimes you scan the shop. Add point cards on top of that, and it can take longer than paying cash. Master, does that mean Japan is behind in cashless payments? Not exactly. Kanagawa Prefecture has stopped selling revenue stamps for license renewals and passport applications, moving to cashless. Even traffic fines can be paid cashless. But at the same time, more shops are going back to cash only. It's hard to tell whether Japan's moving forward or backward. Master, I heard Singapore is ahead. That's right. In Singapore, all the QR codes are unified. No matter which payment company you use, it's the same code. Because the government led the unification, users don't get lost. Master, and Japan. In Japan, each payment service has a different QR code. Users must decide which one every time. That confusion is a major reason it's not spreading. Master, so what should Japan do from here? Government and industry need to work together to unify standards. Build a simple system where users don't have to choose. Make the benefits visible so both shops and users can understand. Master, but can it really be unified so easily? The biggest advantage of cashless is supposed to be fast and convenient, right? Now is the time for Japan to move to a unified system and reduce cashless orphans. Master, I see. So in short? In short, a world where you don't have to choose your pay. One QR code everywhere. Cashless without confusion. That's what matters. Master, makes sense, but with so many choices, what shall I pick? You fool! In such a case? Master, but you know, right now, I'm really broke. No home either. Still, I wandered into a shop hungry, picked up some bread, and the clerk said, "Cash only, please." What should I do? If you don't have any cash, you've got no choice. Ask them to put it on your tab. Or just say, "Seriously, please let me pay cashless. Have mercy. I have just less money for now." And that's the punchline, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, today's talk is about smartphone health insurance cards. Starting September the 19th, it's going into full operation. We've entered an era where one smartphone handles your check-in at the doctor's office. Master, health insurance cards. Aren't those the little blue pieces of plastic? How can they go into a phone? Exactly. You've heard of the My Number health insurance card, right? It combines your My Number ID and your insurance card. Register that on your smartphone, and at clinics or pharmacies, you just hold your phone up to the reader. Done. Master, so it's like Suica, just tap and I can see the doctor? That's right. A clinic in Setagaya, Tokyo, started a pilot back in July, and tomorrow it's rolling out nationwide. Everything can be done with one phone. Master, but won't that be tough for seniors? That's the issue. Many older people say, "I can't use a smartphone," or "the card is simpler." You also have to register at home in advance, and front desk staff can't possibly help everyone on the spot. Master, is the registration really that hard? You need the Minor Portal app, your PIN, and a password. It takes about 5 minutes. If you forget your password, you can reset it with another app or at a convenience store. But there are worries about face recognition failing or clerical workloads increasing. Master, sounds convenient, but isn't it risky? Convenience always carries risk. If you put everything on one phone, losing it or having it break means you can't do anything. Medical information is sensitive, so good password management and backup methods are essential. Master, I see. So what's the right approach? For now, a mix of card and phone with gradual rollout. The system needs to be designed so older users can handle it too. Master, so to sum up, the smartphone health insurance card is convenient but requires caution. We've entered an age when you can check in at a medical facility with one phone, but both users and providers still face challenges. Master, challenges aside, it's starting anyway. Isn't that kind of reckless? Exactly. The My Number card also ended up becoming a put everything in their basket without anyone noticing. Master, putting everything in one place seems dangerous. Right. Like with some Chinese smartphones, all your information could end up wide open to the government. Master, scary. I'm starting to feel unwell. Then don't forget to bring your smartphone with you to the doctor. Master, no, that's not the punchline. It's, hey, don't forget, carry your carrier phone. And that's our show, folks. Did you see the news the other day? NTT West Japan had a massive communications outage. I did. But around 3:45 p.m. on September the 16th, fixed lines went down across all of Osaka and Kyoto prefectures and part of Hyogo. Up to 2.27 million contracts couldn't make calls for about 50 minutes. That wide an area, even emergency calls didn't go through. That's right. Access to 119 was also disrupted in Itami City, Hyogo Prefecture. An ambulance request was delayed by 15 minutes and a 52-year-old man died, a tragic case. It later came out that emergency calls were also hard to get through in 4 prefectures of the Tokai area. That's scary. So what caused it? NTT West explained at a press conference on the 18th that the cause was a configuration error during security server work. In other words, human error. So it really is people who cause trouble. When people hear IT failure, they think of hardware or system breakdowns. But in reality, human mistakes are overwhelmingly common. In this case, a misconfiguration during maintenance put a heavy load on the server housing router, cutting access to the core control server and making phones unusable. Human error is scary. That's why companies have to strengthen not just hardware and security, but staff training and double-check procedures. Preventing configuration mistakes can be a matter of life and death. So, to sum up today's topic, let's sum it up. This NTT West outage was caused by a human error, a configuration mistake during security server work. It affected fixed phones and emergency calls in Osaka, Kyoto, and Hyogo, and also caused problems in 4 Tokai area prefectures. It highlights that in IT operations, education and checking procedures are just as essential as hardware. I see. Communications outages aren't just an IT industry issue. We users need to stay aware too. Exactly. Don't assume phones and the internet will always work. Having backup ways to contact people and knowing where to reach out in an emergency is part of disaster preparedness. Right. And you'd better not make a configuration error and break your master's teacup. It's not me. It's a fragile teacup that shouldn't break so easily. Looks like I made a configuration error in you. Why's that? None of my words are getting through. A communications outage. So in the end, everything really is human error, huh? Don't you be the one to say it. And that's our show, folks. Master, did you see the news the other day? Docomo had a huge eSIM trouble. I did. Starting around 4:30 p.m. on September 19th, NTT Docomo experienced major difficulties activating eSIMs. Applications at Docomo shops and online were suspended, and even sales of devices that only support eSIM were temporarily halted. Social media was full of posts saying quick transfer doesn't work and a problem has occurred. Master, all of a sudden, was it some special day? That's it. On that very day, the iPhone 17 Air went on sale. Since the SIM slot was eliminated and only eSIM is supported, it's easy to imagine demand concentrating. Master, they must have known eSIM activations would spike once the release date was set, right? Exactly. Yet even at Docomo's scale, some say they saw peak load countermeasures as a waste, ignored user inconvenience, and ended up with applications grinding to a halt on launch day. Master, did the other carriers run into the same trouble? No. Strangely enough, the other 3 carriers didn't report similar problems. At AU and others, things seemed fine, and users' expectations shifted that way. So, today's takeaway. Let's sum it up. On September 19th, the iPhone 17 launch day, NTT Docomo had eSIM activation difficulties, temporarily halting applications and device sales. The cause was concentrated demand. Other carriers had no such trouble. So preparing for peaks and improving user experience are future challenges. Master, I see. So Docomo knew demand would surge, but lack of preparation pushed the pain onto users. That's right. It revealed Docomo's disregard for its customers. Yeah, Master. You're not hiding something from me, are you? What are you talking about? Of course not. Come to think of it, you didn't pick up the phone today. Why? Well, actually, I went to Docomo to buy an iPhone 17. And now my phone doesn't work and I'm stuck. You fool. You'd already lived this story and were listening as if it were new. Insolent. Why didn't you say so sooner? Master, right now for me, I'm completely disconnected. So that's my punchline. And that's our show, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, today's story is about Tokyo's official matching app, Shisho. Have you heard about that Tokyo and Musubi app everyone's talking about? Of course, it's the government-run matching app Tokyo and Musubi. In its first year of operation, it's been reported to have about 25,000 applicants, 216 serious relationships, and 80 weddings. Shisho, wow, 80 weddings. That sounds impressive. But what about the budget? There's the catch. According to Tokyo Metropolitan Government data, the marriage support program, which includes AI compatibility diagnosis, exchange events, and online counseling, had a budget of 127,253,000 yen for FY 2025, and nearly 300 million yen has been spent so far. Shisho, that much money? And serious relationships aren't the same as marriage, are they? Exactly. Even if we generously count all 216 serious relationships plus 80 weddings, about 300 couples, it's like giving roughly 1 million yen per couple. If you only count the 80 weddings, that's about 3.5 million yen per couple. Rural towns giving newlyweds 1 million yen look pretty smart in comparison. Shisho, so a government matching app with AI compatibility diagnosis might be reassuring, but the cost-effectiveness seems questionable. Right. The government's role has meaning, but from now on, the quality of marriage support, how the budget is used, and how to evaluate outcomes will be the real challenges. Shisho, so can you sum it up? Let's sum it up. Tokyo's marriage support project, Tokyo and Musubi, in its first year, produced 216 serious relationships and 80 weddings with a budget of 127,253,000. A government-run matching app may feel safe, but its cost-effectiveness and the quality of outcomes need closer scrutiny. Shisho, I see, but Shisho spending that much money for 80 couples, it feels less like Musubi and more like a waste of money, doesn't it? You fool, not a waste of money. It's the green raccoon granny's meddling gone wild. And that's our show, folks.